Howdy folks, that's American for hello. How's that diddling? That's Yorkshire for how you doing. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, something that we don't eat that often, but a nice snack. Or you can even have it as an evening meal in the summer or whenever the hell you want really. It's hamburgers, or as the French say, hamburger. On about the French, I think I'm drinking some sort of French lager here. Yes, it's a French lager. Anything could happen. I've chosen that today because just a little slip with that, just something light, something refreshing. Now, stubbies like this, I do like the idea of them. They are designed to be drunk out of the bottle. It keeps the bubbles in, it keeps them cool. But being an English gentleman dictates that you drink it out of a glass. And so being an English gentleman overrules whatever the stubby people say that you have to do. So I'm just going to have a little slurp of that. Oh, just to quench my thirst. That's lovely. That's refreshing, that is. Right, hamburgers. Run through the ingredients. I'm going to turn this on to get that warming up. As always, we're prepared in this kitchen. It's a working kitchen. Stay with me. Run through ingredients. I've got some Stilton. You can use that dreadful American slimy cheese, whatever you want. You can use cheddar cheese, but I like that. If I were going to use another cheese, I'd probably add bacon to this. You can add whatever you want. But because that's got a salty, sort of strong flavour, I'm going to leave the bacon out today and just show you the principles of making an hamburger. So, English muffin, use whatever you want. I like the English muffin. I'm going to toast it slightly. We've got then here some tomatoes from the garden. We've got some gherkins. I've got three that I've sliced one into three. I really like the gherkins and the spiciness of them and the tanginess, so I've got 3 slices there. Some iceberg lettuce. Now that iceberg lettuce is probably the only thing that works with hamburger really. Some salt that I've just put not in the mix but on top of the burgers, and some pepper as well. Again, I'll not do it in the pan, open pan, because it'll scorch the pepper, and you've got that burnt taste. So I'll put that on afterwards. Minced beef here. Now you've got the minced beef. Now this is, as you can see, it's a lighter colour. I got it from the butcher's this morning. But if you've got a meat box or anything and you've got loads of mince in there, this is probably a good alternative of what you can use. Your mince for, instead of having shepherd's pie and all stuff like that all the time. Anyway, which is nothing wrong with shepherd's pie, by the way. This is just a little fun way. I'm mixing my words up. I'm going to have a slow. Right. You don't have to use the egg. I've got an egg here because we've got an abundance of eggs. And my dear old grandmother, taught me when she was making homemade hamburgers for us, she used to bind it all together with the egg. So I'm going to use an egg to honour her. Now, see how I crack that on the side? We've gone through that before in previous videos. I don't crack it on the end because you indent the shell and you get all the bacteria inside the egg. I cracked it there. It split open. No shell in the thing. Almost as if I'm an au naturel. So we're just using the egg to bind it. Hands in, all over, doesn't matter. And that just binds all the meat together, so it's easier to make a pate. You don't want it too runny, so just use, there's about 500 grams of mince here, just a little bit over. Right. I've only got an English muffin, so I'm not going to make a huge burger. But I do like them. Take a little bit off that. I can make that. I'm going to do one to show you. We'll use all that. Nothing goes to waste in this house. We'll make burgers for everyone later. But for the sake of this video, we'll do one. Now you can make it as flat as you want. You can make it as perfectly round as you want. I like mine, contradictory to most, a little bit pink in the middle. So I'm not going to make it too flat. And I'm trying to make it the size of my English muffin. Again, you can use whatever you want. Right, that is, to me, that will cook perfectly like a steak. As I say, I like it just a little bit pink in the middle. So, little tip, it doesn't stick to the pan. Dash of olive oil in there, and a dash on here, like so. And now they say that, Keith Floyd who said, don't put salt onto your meat, before it's sealed. I agree with that, and I do that with steaks. But for the purpose of this video, I'm putting the salt on, not minutes before, not 10 minutes before, not hours before, not weeks before. I'm putting it on just about as it goes into the pan and so it won't reduce that moisture out of there too much. So into the pan it goes, nice sizzling sound. I'm going to leave that for about 3 minutes, flip it over and put the cheese on just so it melts slightly. We'll come back when that's ready. Right, we're back. So here we are. I've done that for the thickness I like it, and bearing in mind I like it a little bit pink in the middle. We'll just see how this one turns out. I might have to eat my words and the burger. But what I've done 3 minutes each side, and then for the last minute that it was faced, that it faced up, I put the Stilton on because I don't like that dripping and melting everywhere. I like a little bit of the crunch on Stilton, as you can probably gather. I'm absolutely mad about Stilton. Use whatever cheese you want. If you're going to melt some cheese on it, put it on for the whole 3 minutes that it's on that side. But I just put it on for the last minute. Anyway, I'm blabbering on. I've toasted, while this was cooking, I've toasted some English muffins. Again, use whatever you want. But that, to me, we're going to now construct the burger. Over here. I've recharged my glass because I've earned this one. And so I've used the Stilton. Now we're going to construct the burger. So iceberg lettuce, why not put it on a bit like that? You use as much or as little as you want. That makes it healthy, you see. You can put the tomatoes on that are grown in the garden. I'll put one on because I'm fearing it's going to be falling apart. And you can put, they're going to fall all over. I'll have one on the side. You can put red sauce on. I hate tomato ketchup. I've got the strong Stilton in there. Look at that. And this is how. The proof is in the pudding, or the burger, as they should say. And let's see how that turned out. So, not quite pink in the middle, but just nice enough. Can you see the almost gooey, almost medium bit in the middle? That's just how I like it, with plenty of juice in there. Anyway, over the plate, because Mother gets very cross when we spill things all over her kitchen. I'll wet my whistle and we'll go in for the bite. My flowers come out. Didn't need it in the first place. The burger, absolutely beautiful, really tasty. And just as I said before, it's deconstructed, we don't care, it's a farmhouse kitchen. I'll eat that, we'll use the other burger mix. But just a good way to use up the mince that you somehow seem to accumulate in your freezer. A good alternative, a nice tasty way. Kids love them, I love them, and hopefully you do too. That's the dog. It's a farm. That means I've got to go because I've not taken him a walk yet. I'll see you on the other side.